Well, that was it. That was Peacemaker season 2. I gotta tell you, sports fans, I thought that this season was mid. Like I said in my monthly recap video, I echoed some of my thoughts that I had on where I was in the show at that point, and I think that the season was like a huge disappointment. I thought that season 1 was a very, very well done season where it takes this character in Peacemaker that you've only learned about in the Suicide Squad. No one heard of Peacemaker before that, and you hate him in the Suicide Squad. He kills a beloved character in it, and he's just a jerk, really. And season 1 takes takes this character and shows like what he's doing. He does everything for justice, for peace, but he was just surrounded by horrible, awful, and racist people. And season 1 just is able to have him slowly change. He gets friends, this camaraderie, and they're able to save the world. I think that season 1 is a very well done season. And I think with season 2, it's a very much a mixed bag. There are a lot of things I do really like. I think that the comedy is just as good, a lot of times even better, I think, than season 1. And I think that the first like couple of episodes are very good. Like they provide a very interesting direction in the at the beginning of the season. Chris, he has this doodad where it opens a pocket dimension. That's where he like keeps his peacemakery stuff. This was introduced in season 1, and he just kind of starts exploring that, and then he finds a door that leads to a parallel universe that is that is very similar to his dream, everything that he wants. His brother is alive. His dad is not a raging racist maniac, and Amelia Harcourt like loves him, and like in a more romantic way. And he kills his doppelganger, which is a really fun sequence. He's there for like 5 minutes, and then Peacemaker 2 comes up and is like, oh, and then they fight, and Peacemaker 1 from like the one that we're following ends up killing the other universe one by accident, but it's really fun. And basically what the first 2-3 episodes are is Chris kind of going back and forth between the universes, and it uses the multiverse in a very interesting way to bring more character development. I think that there is still more development with all these characters, especially Chris and Amelia, and I think that it's effective. However, I think that the biggest thing that this season suffers from is the pacing. And the pacing is more uneven than a 6-year-old and Bigfoot on a seesaw. Like, it is uneven as frick. The the big chunk of the middle of the season is just a lot of nothing, to be honest. It's just Chris putzing around, he like walking around between the different universes, mainly focusing in the better dimension. But and he is getting hunted down by Argus, but Argus isn't really doing much to hunt him down. Like, Chris doesn't really know that for the longest part. And then like he finally gets hunted down in the second to last episode, and then in the last episode he's immediately let out, only to be then put into a super prison. And like that's how the last episode ends. Like, the last episode is just him in prison. All right, you're made bail. Come out. And then he's like, well, okay. And they're like, okay, follow us. And he's like, oh, okay. And then they throw him into a different universe to act as a test subject for a super prison. and then they close the door, and then he's like, what? And then the season ends. Like, there's like full on 2 music videos, 2 concerts on the same boat, not at the same time, obviously. But like, there's 2 concerts that they attend to in the last episode. So you spend more time watching music than an actual show at this point. Also, like, in addition, the big reveal of this alternate dimension is that the Nazis won World War II. So this other dimension is Wolfenstein, and basically everybody worships Hitler, and all people who aren't white suck. And you, like, Chris doesn't find that out until the second to last episode. And or like I think he finds out about it at the very end of the third to last episode. But like the whole danger of this different dimension is not revealed until the very end. Like just think about it this way. Like this is what the pacing of this show is. Imagine like a movie or something where you have a group of characters, but like there's one character specifically who goes to this fantastic world. Everything looks great. He's able to reconnect with his dad, and everything seems great. There are people hunting them down, but they're not really relevant until the very end. And also until the very end, that's when they realize that this magical world is actually super evil. And then they quickly wrap everything up at the end. And it's also directed by James Gunn. Yeah, this season has a lot of similarities with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. But I think that Guardians 2 has more pros than Peacemaker Season 2 has. I think Peacemaker Season 2 has the same cons as Guardians 2, but it doesn't have as much going for it. To focus back on Peacemaker Season 2, a lot of it is just setup. It's building and building without any accomplishment, without any resolution. Peacemaker doesn't really fight anybody in this season. He fights his doppelganger, which, like I said, I really liked. And then there's like an episode where he fights these like terrorists who are planting a bomb in the other dimension. The whole episode is just he's walking around, and then all of a sudden these people start placing a bomb. So he's like, I'm gonna go deal with that. And then he deals with that, and he's like, bam, bam, you're dead. And the bomb, whew, it's gone. Everything's good. And then that's it. We never hear back from these people that were planting the bomb again. It's just nothing. It's like it was just nothing happening. And I think he also fights Judo Master at some point. Regardless, like there's just not a lot of accomplishment in here. There's no resolution. Season 1 was able to like get you excited for things to come up next, but it still had a complete arc. It was a complete story that led to more stories to be told. This is an incomplete story that is basically the prologue to another movie or another season. Like I just think that the ending sucks. It was just a whimper. I feel like some other things I did like in this. Lex Luthor is in this show. He's only in it for one scene, so but it's, to be honest, I don't even think that's really a cameo. Like he's actually like a character. Rick Flag Sr., who I really like. He's really cool. Comes up to him and is like, hey, I need your help, and basically kind of like points you in a direction on where they're gonna take Lex later. So I really like that they are making it more cohesive. And side note, I think it would have been better to have this, to use this other dimension pocket thing as a way to explain how Peacemaker season 1 is in the Snyderverse and Peacemaker season 2 is in the Gunnverse. I think you could have been a bit more clever than just retconning those things so you can have Peacemaker season 1 in the Gunverse as well. But whatever. So yeah, in conclusion, I think that season 2 mid, 3 out of 5. I do like a lot of things here, but I think that it wasn't focused at all. Uneven pacing. I am excited on where it's going to go. Like it did do what it was trying to do, which was get me excited for what's to come next, but it didn't do the bare minimum of being a season, you know, a complete story. So yeah, that's about it. Bye bye.